All right, welcome to the newest episode, or I guess newest. It's the second episode of a Dash of Chaos Theory podcast. My name is Dash, and I'm here with my co-host Charlie, and we are very, very excited to talk about Charlie's experience in London. And that sounds very ominous, but so Charlie was lucky enough to go to the Jurassic World Experience that is currently in London. It was actually here where I live in Toronto, but I didn't go because of reasons that I'll kind of get into after. But this entire episode is really mostly going to be kind of talking about that experience, at least from Charlie's point of view, just what happens at the Jurassic World experience, and kind of what you're able to do. So I'll just kind of hand it off to you. So just as an introductory question, like, can you kind of give us an idea? I know it's in London, but can you give us an idea of like where it's kind of located, and like, is it easy to get there? Like, what was your whole process of everything? As someone who frequents London pretty often, like I know my way around the city, but I don't actually know where this Jurassic World experience is located.
So it's at the Battersea Power Station. I've never been there before. I've never been. The closest I've been to that area is on the other side of the river to like the Natural History Museum and
Mm,
things like that.
hmm.
Um, in terms of getting there, there's only one tube line that you can really get,
Okay,
which
yeah.
is the Northern Line, which is great because it's frequent, but it's a bit daunting if you don't know your way around
Yeah,
on the tubes. There's buses. When we left, we got the Uber boat, which was a whole new experience as well for a two in one day.
that's fun.
But if you get the tube, it is basically around the corner from
All
there,
right.
and there's lifts and ramps and everything like that. So it's not terrible, and it's a really nice area, very very modern. The power station itself has like a lot of restaurants, and there's a whole viewing platform that you can go up to. Did not have time for that as well,
Hmm. Hmm.
but really nice area. I've never been over there before.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
I mean, I've probably been in that area, but not like for a reason, just kind of like,
mm,
as you're passing through, just yeah, like I said, like I've been to London a few times, and usually I'm there for like, well, the first time I went there I was there for like 3 weeks, so I really
geez.
got, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and I did really get to know the area. Like I'm pretty confident actually, like telling people how to get around London, which is shocking considering obviously I'm not from there, but because of the times that I visited and like the amount of time I spent there, like
Yeah.
even you describe them like, oh, okay, I can kind of see like in my head where this area. I didn't look it up, but yes. So for anyone who is possibly visiting London who would like to go to the Jurassic World experience, kind of seems like it would be pretty easy, as are most things to get to in London because of the tube. Usually it's like one or two trains, so that's great to hear. I know, especially if you're traveling when it comes to like public
Mhm.
transit and stuff, London's definitely one of the better ones. So it's usually pretty easy to get around with that. Yeah, so just kind of just walk us through what was the experience like. Like, was checking in super easy? Was booking the experience really easy? I know in Toronto it actually sold out quite a bit, and that was part of the reason why I didn't go. It was really
Mm.
hard to get tickets. But yeah, just kind of walk us through and like what happens right when you get there, and then and we'll kind of I'll ask questions as we go along.
Okay. In terms of booking, it was the hardest part for me was finding times where I could go because
Hmm.
obviously working around my shifts and days off, and then trying to find a time slot. I used the app because it's all run through an event called Fever.
Hmm.
I booked the Van Gogh experience for them as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they kind of give you like a calendar and like the availability, and it tells you the availability.
yeah.
The prices do change based on when you book it.
Hmm.
When I was doing my little bit of digging, for an adult single ticket, it varies between like 25 to 35 pounds, depending on like the day and time that you
Mm.
book.
Yeah, so they do like
Um,
dynamic pricing depending on,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so kids can vary between 25 and 30, I think it was. Group tickets, you can pay up to like 45 quid if
Mm.
it's
Okay.
like, but it's running for so long that I don't think getting tickets are going to be an issue. I think it's running until October.
Right.
Um, Getting there easy, getting checked in. I mean, I went to 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a school day. So
Mm.
there weren't
Yeah.
loads of people. There was zero queue. They let us in early
Hmm.
type situation. Um, the most exciting thing for me was walking in and seeing the Chaos Theory trailers playing on two screens in the background. I know I sent you pictures of that.
Yeah. It was
Um,
was it just all
it was
Chaos
just,
Theory or season three?
it was also looking at the picture at the moment. It's all seasons because one I saw a clip of obviously Brooklyn before Ghost got
Yeah.
her. Um, there's Ben and Darius in the van, and there's Darius and Kenji. I'm guessing in season three because it's
Hmm.
not a clip I'm like super familiar with. Um, when they let us in early, I got my Explorer guide, which is an edition that you pay for.
Hmm.
It's very catered to children, but
Yeah.
they promise you a free badge if you complete the missions. So you know me in a little badge.
Hmm.
Um, you first walk in, you got your massive zigzag line from
Right.
when it's busy, but again, zero people. Most people have already kind of gone through.
Hmm.
Um, you have your little offer to have a photo taken in front of the
Mm.
Jurassic Park logo, Jurassic World logo. I didn't
And
even
why
look
what
twice at it.
yeah, yeah.
It was one of those kind of like green screen photo things,
Oh, right. Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah. It's gonna be an
you pay for
additional
there.
cost. Yeah, 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 for sure.
Yeah, I'm like, no thanks. I'm not.
You're like, I can
Can't.
Photoshop that myself. It's fine.
I don't want to be on a photo, so
Yeah.
go away. But no, your first kind of room is the ferry ride over to
That's so
Isla
cool.
Nublar.
So cool.
Um, they try to give you like a little storyline of you, like you're this VIP tour group that's going to go behind the scenes and see all the things that the regular people don't. And you got like your little benches where everybody can sit on, and some people have to stand at the back. There's not enough people.
Hmm.
They play like the introductionary video,
Hmm.
and the music's playing in the background. It's like, oh no. But I'm still in the back of the room, just going, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the voiceover even says the whole, this is an adventure 65 million years in the making. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's
Yeah. It's the immersion of it all, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like in terms of story, I don't want to compare this to the Shrek experience I did like a couple last year, a year and a half ago.
Mm, yeah.
Just the storyline isn't as good as that.
Mm, okay.
But being such a diehard fan of Jurassic Park kind of makes the difference
Yeah.
almost. But you kind of you're taking out the ferry into your first room, and that's where you see the Jeep Wrangler,
That's I love
iconic,
that. Yeah, yeah.
with the Jurassic World gates next to it. Again, the
Amazing.
music's
Yeah.
playing.
Hmm.
Because I sent you that video. I waited for that perfect timing
Yeah, yeah,
for the music to sync up and have my little moment.
yeah.
Um, you kind of move into there. You've
Hmm.
got a couple of rangers walking around because they like a little giving all the info to the kids on the dinosaur facts.
Hmm.
Um, you see your first animatronic, so you've got like the Brachiosaurus neck, just
Oh
like
yeah,
it
classic. Yeah.
was like huge. Yes, he was only from the neck up, but you're talking like
Yeah.
20 feet
Yeah.
easy with like the sky drop behind it.
Hmm.
Um, there were these finder things, which is part of the adventure guide because you had it was like 8 or 9 missions in the
Mm.
booklet to kind of go
Okay.
through. I did have a little cheeky peek. You have to kind of look through, and you kind of looking at Isla Nublar, and you're looking for the dinosaurs to tick off your little list.
Cool.
Um, animatronic Triceratops and baby. They looked
Um,
really good.
yeah.
Like they didn't move. They moved enough that it
Yeah.
didn't feel super fake, but
Hmm.
they just looked so good to kind
Yeah.
of just wanted to touch them. Um, as you kind of start to move into your next room, there's a little. I'm gonna struggle saying this. Parasaurolophus
Hmm.
kind of poking his head through. It's like, oh, they don't glow like they do in
In Chaos there.
Cretaceous,
Or
which is
Cretaceous, yeah.
well, both technically, but that was still quite cool.
Hmm.
Um, you kind of move then into another room, which is where you meet your first baby dinosaur.
Oh.
Um, so you have like your little handler holding a baby Velociraptor,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
then
I've seen the video. I've seen some like TikToks about these.
that's,
Yeah.
they are so cute. And I kind of take a step back when there's like a bunch of kids involved, because again, this is more for the kids having their
Yeah.
kind of
Is it
immersion.
though? Is it
It's
though?
okay. We know what happened later on,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was a
yeah.
raptor, and kind of watching them kind of like get the kids to kind of like be careful, he'll bite you, and just kind of not actively trying to scare these children.
Hmm.
Like they were doing it in a cute way.
Hmm.
I was more interested in the Ankylosaurus behind
Yeah.
because she was giant, she was beautiful.
Yeah.
Wanted to just jump on her. They had a gyrosphere for you to sit in
Oh,
as
that's
well.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
It
I
did
have
look really
comments
good.
about the gyrosphere, but like, that's cool as a photo op type thing.
Like I took a photo of it. I did not want to get in it.
Right.
Didn't care for that.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of you kind of move into your next room and it's the lab section, which
Mm.
again, lots of there was a bunch of incubators. There was one with baby Parasaurolophus. I
Yeah.
can't say that dinosaur at all. Um, they looked really cute. The guy kind of in his lab coat took us around and showed us like the wall of amber and where each dinosaur came from and things like
Oh,
that.
okay. That's cool.
Um, it was quite fun. He's like, "Do you know where the Ankylosaurus comes from?" I'm like, "Do you know me, bro?"
Yeah, exactly. Do you know who
Um,
I am?
excuse me. Um, and mom and his kid. I told you about this one already, but so iconic of that kid to do. Um, so the lab text showing us these little babies. Like, oh, we haven't named them yet. What do you want to call them? Okay, kid, go for it. It's like, oh, this one's Jeffrey. That one's Steve. Chicken jockey. Okay.
I
He's
love
like,
that
we have a
though.
mic. It's cute. It's like, oh, we have a Minecraft fan. I'm like, oh, okay. Get
Yeah.
the um.
It's
They
funny
had a bunch.
what kids like do when they're put on the spot like that, like what their brains think of.
Oh, I mean, we have Bumpy and Smoothie, so it's like
Exactly, exactly.
it's on brand entirely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There was a bunch of little tablets with all the eggs to kind of again give you some more dino facts. There was one bit that I didn't touch, but it was basically dino dung in one of the containers, and you can put your hands through into like this glove to touch it all. I'm like, I don't want germs, so no.
You don't want to Laura Dern up in that.
I would have to, it's the idea of a bunch of kids also
Yeah.
having stuck their hands in that
No,
same glove, and it's
absolutely.
like,
No, 100%, 100%.
ugh, no.
I totally get that. Yeah.
Um, Another baby dinosaur makes the appearance there. And it was a little Stiggy with a little head.
Oh, I love
Adorable.
the Stiggies. They're so cute.
They don't get enough love in the franchise.
No,
I know
they
they
really
use them in
don't.
like they use them in Lost
Lost
World
World
and
and Chaos Theory.
and Fallen Kingdom, I think.
They could have,
I know. Okay.
They do. You're right.
It's either Stiggy or I can't pronounce the other one, but it's of the Stiggy family.
Mm.
It's when they're in the jail cell trying to get out to the Indoraptor.
No, you're right. You're right.
And
And then like,
it's trying to like getting to
yeah, yeah,
break
yeah.
the
Oh,
wall
and
down.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
It's like the one cool Owen scene.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
even I was a bit like, okay, dude, you get
yeah. It's
it.
like, you got this. You got this.
Yeah. The next bit. So after that, you kind of walk out. You have to go. There's a lift as well if you can't take the stairs. And another issue with this place was there was no aircon in this like next little room. The sweat, it's hot in there. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what time of day you go into, I'm gonna guess. It's more of a waiting room than an actual immersive experience
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, because you kind of move into like, the next final steps after that. So they hold you there until like they move the next group along. But you've got like a really cool T-Rex skull there and a little bay of sand to kind of brush away the dirt, find your own little fossils.
Puzzles. Yeah, yeah.
So it's really cute for the kids. There's some more activities in there for your little guide. But the most important thing is the baby dinosaur that they bring out at this
Yeah.
point. So your little baby Ankylosaurus, and they're introducing him to her to the group. Like, can anybody name this dinosaur based on the different head bumps?
Yeah.
And it's like again, you don't want to like interject when there's literal
Little
children
kids.
present.
Yeah.
So it's like give them a chance.
Yeah.
Silence. It's like, oh
Hmm.
no. What do you mean silence? What do you mean? One of them does shout out like an Ankylosaurus, which is right, but he's also wrong because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
baby's like, good answer, but can you tell me her name?
yeah.
So me and my mum are stood there just like, it's Bombay. And it was like one of those moments of like genuine pride at knowing the answer, but
Yeah.
then also there's kids there,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, I don't know how I feel about this, and it's like a literal round of applause a moment that he tells them to give us,
Yeah.
which makes me feel like I'm retelling a Tumblr story of
Yeah.
and everybody clapped.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like I got to meet Bumpy. I got to meet Bumpy first because I got the name right. And it's like
hmm
a little stroke on the head. It's like this is it. This is the entire reason why I'm here now.
Yeah. That's actually really funny too because it's like when the Jurassic World Experience was here in Toronto, I hadn't watched Camp Cretaceous yet.
Mm,
Um, because I think it was here in it was during COVID. So I think I want to say it was here for 2022 to 2023. That was also
mm,
why it was so difficult to get tickets because of how limited it was. It came during COVID.
mm.
Well, like not full on COVID, but like during that times where there were still
Yeah,
restrictions. So, um, yeah, so I hadn't watched it yet. And then like after I had watched Camp Cretaceous and started watching Chaos Theory, then like videos came about the experience again. I was like, oh, I probably should have went. And then I saw that there was like that Bumpy was in it. And I know it's not in every single one, but like that Bumpy could potentially be in it. I was like,
yeah,
wow. I was like,
yeah.
I see what happened here. I see a missed opportunity. And like that, and you saying, like, oh, this is the reason why I came. I'm like, that genuinely was like, I should have just gone just for this. Like, but I wouldn't have known at the time. So it is funny
So
that, you know,
it was because of
it's such a
Bumpy.
big point. It's such a big point.
Yeah, but yeah, I said the same for you because it was here. Well, it was down in London during I want to say 2021,
hmm
22. Again, it was kind of lockdown. It was the week of the Queen's funeral. That's how I kind of remember that period of my time.
Jesus.
I, I was traveling up to London the day before, so that's how I kind of remember when it happened. Because I was down there for a different convention,
Yeah.
which turned out to be absolute crap. And
Right, right,
as
right.
I was sitting outside like smoking, and I was seeing the Jurassic World. I was like, I should go and try and do that instead,
Hmm.
and I didn't. And it's because I had COVID and myself, and I was really, really ill, and I regretted it so much.
Yeah.
So when I saw the ad come up my TikTok a few weeks ago, I was like, amazing, doing this now, mother.
Yeah.
We're booking a hotel.
Yeah, I definitely do think it's probably going to come back here, especially with the new movie coming out. Like,
Yeah.
I have no, it was very popular, so I wouldn't see them not bringing it back if they could. I just hope that when they do bring it back here, it's in a better location because it was kind of out of the way. Again, that was
Mm.
another reason why I didn't go. I was like, this is like, I don't have a car here, so it takes like 2 hours to get there. And I was like,
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I want to, spend that time, but yeah, sorry. I'm just kind of
No,
interrupting.
no, it's cool.
You met Bumpy.
I did.
Everything
I
was
loved
great.
it. Amazing. Um, I don't know if you read the notes that I sent you, but
Hmm.
while like everybody else was kind of meeting Bumpy, another ranger kind of came up to my side, and I told you a little bit about him
Hmm.
at like that day, and he was asking me like, "Oh, have you embraced your childhood whimsy?" Rude, never left.
Yeah.
Look at me. Like I've had the amount of people who complimented like the dinosaur badges I had on my jacket as well that day. Incredible.
Hmm.
Um, but the thing that I kind of forgot to tell you about because it didn't occur to me how weird the interaction was until I was talking to my mum about it. Um, he kind of pointed at Bump. He was like, "Oh, have you had a stroke?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I did." It's like, "Oh, when I get back home, I'm gonna have a stroke." Double take
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Uh, there's children here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I realised after the fact that he probably meant the medical episode, but
Yeah.
maybe he didn't, and I don't really know how to take either answer at this
Yeah.
point.
Either one is still kind of weird, regardless.
It's, it's like this is really funny, but
But
you
there's
kind of broke
children
my
around.
brain, and the way that you said this and how you said it to a
Yeah.
complete stranger has thrown me so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. 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 No, I totally get that.
But it's a really funny story, so I
Hmm.
thank him for that. You kind of move into your final room here, and it's the raptor enclosure where you get
Yeah.
to meet Blue. Again, you can't fault the puppetry and the animatronics that they've had during the entire thing.
Hmm.
Like when Blue came out, she looked amazing.
Hmm.
Did the Ranger feel like he was trying to be Owen Grady in the way that he was talking to Blue?
Absolutely, of course.
Yeah, did you see the clips?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I also know, like, I'll talk about a different experience after that, but like,
mm.
I totally, like, you didn't have to tell me that. I wouldn't have had to watch a video.
you
I knew
you knew, you
exactly.
knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
it was great, but again, there was no raptor sounds, and I don't know if that was meant to be that way or if it might have been like a glitch in the system somewhere
Right.
because of what happened in the final room as well when I was there. Didn't kind of ruin it.
Right.
Still looked amazing. Still love watching everybody else kind of experiencing, especially again watching the kids see like what they think is like a real dinosaur.
Hmm.
Made it amazing.
Yeah.
Um, so in terms of like the storyline, so he's trying to get Blue to do some tricks and everything, and Blue's not having any of it. And then they get kind of the alarms start going off, and it's like, oh, there's a dinosaur out of containment. Quick, everybody, you need to get them out now. So we're kind of rushed then into the final bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know why kids under three, if a child is under 3 years old, it's free for you to go in. Because I don't know why you would want to bring a 3-year-old
Right.
to this part. Because it's classic Jurassic Park. It's like small, like walkway, chain link fences, and trees kind of growing out.
Yeah.
And you can just see like a Carnotaurus head just like poking out over it all, roaring. And it's like, you're huge.
Yeah.
Lights are flashing, alarms are going off. And
No,
then you
totally.
kind of
Yeah.
look, you look to your left, and Rexy is just straight up walking down, roaring, knocking lights everywhere. It's like, okay. The big set piece is definitely worth it. Again, in my experience though, it kind of Rexy kind of stopped suddenly and then didn't
Mm.
move again.
Interesting.
But the roaring was still happening in the background.
Some technical difficulties were going on.
I hope it was a technical difficulty and not like the animation just stopped and they had like nothing else after the fact.
Right.
I like the idea of it being more of a technical glitch than anything.
Hmm.
But then you go for your double doors and there you are, you're in the gift shop.
Well, classic.
And that's where I spent all of my money.
Yeah. That would, yeah.
Well, it's where you pick up your photo from like that intro thing that you did if you wanted to.
Mm.
You hand in your adventure guide, you get your little stamp and your junior ranger badge.
Cute.
Proud member now. And yeah, the gift shop. I've seen people say that it's ridiculously overpriced, which it's kind of just standard gift shop prices.
I was just gonna say I've seen the prices both in US, Canada, and like obviously with conversion they change it slightly, but I was like, I think this is pretty standard for like if you're going into a gift shop or like any sort of like theme park attraction type thing.
And in London as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah, that location wise too, like anything in London is like at least like £5 more than it should be, 5 to like 10 pounds more than it should be. Like
yeah.
anything, like whether you're going to like get food or like
Oh
buy
my
something
God,
else. Yeah.
literally.
It's like you're like, this shouldn't be this price, but like, whatever. I'm in London, so.
You kind of have to take a bit of it on the chin.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, the only thing that kind of caught me like with how expensive was the base, like the hoodie. So you stand this black hoodie, Jurassic Park logo. That was £50. That was like, no, I'm not paying that much for that one. As much as I would love, I need to get one. The fact that I don't have a Jurassic Park hoodie at this point is very odd with how many hoodies I wear.
Yeah,
Um,
actually.
yeah, I literally have one Jurassic Park t-shirt and that's it.
I was about to be like, I don't have one. I was like, no, that's a lie. I do have one.
I was gonna say I've seen it,
Yeah, yeah,
the funky colours.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I spent about it was £130 just over, but you can also take £5 of that off because I paid for like a tote bag to kind of
Mm,
carry it all out with me. Um, your pins and badges were about £10 each. I
yeah.
think I really should have written down the prices of everything I spent.
I mean, that's pretty standard. If I
Yeah.
remember the US or the Canadian prices, it was the same thing. Like pins, badges were like 10 to 15, like US or Canadian, just depending on which one. So like again, that's pretty average for things like
Yeah.
this. Like that I wouldn't even like blink at that to be quite honest.
No. Um, the bumpy keychains, which I love her so much, and she lives on my backpack, even though it makes her open my bag, and I keep losing things out of it.
No, no.
Um, about 15, just
Yeah.
over £15 a pop. 20 for the plushies.
Yeah. See,
The cat.
honestly, that's actually a cheaper price than if you were to buy plushies in like the US or Canada, I think. And I've noticed this actually too every time I go to the UK. Like there's certain
Mm,
or just in Europe in general, there's like certain items that I think are just they're priced so differently than how they would be priced in North America. Like, and
Yeah.
it always blows my mind. Like when we went to see Frozen, we
Yes.
kept saying that, like Andrea and I kept saying that at the gift shop, that wow, like these prices may seem kind of higher for most people, like, you know, buying a t-shirt or whatever, but even with
Yeah.
conversion, it's still cheaper than what a t-shirt would be like in Canada for the same show. So
Mm.
like we were like, no, this is great, because like, or like when we went to Wicked, like we always forget that like the t-shirts there are about like, you know, like 20, 25. But when you
Yeah.
here in Canada, like when Wicked comes in, the t-shirts are like 60. So
Jesus.
that's what I'm saying. Like there's like there's definitely
Mm.
like a disconnect there. So like anytime we go to London and go to the West End, we usually buy merchandise there because we're like, well, if the show were to come here, it's gonna be like twice the price
Way
anyway.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
sure.
that's why, like, even you saying like what the prices are for this experience, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like it
Mm.
is probably still going to be cheaper than it was like when it was here. So,
I will say my only regret is that I didn't buy a beanie as well.
oh, what?
I know. I was looking at the hat, the cap, and the beanies. I was
You
like,
think
that's a
you
because
always
one of
get
them.
both. You just get
I
both.
know. I don't know
That's
why I. That was where I chose to show some restraint. That was
yeah.
stupid of me.
I think that's
Um.
yeah, it's sometimes when you go to things like this, like I always go in with the mindset of like you're only going once, you don't know when you're going to go again, so just get whatever you want. Like, you know. Yeah.
That was even my mentality. I said that to so many people. I took extra bags with me
Yeah.
just to bring back merch, and I still showed some restraint, which was stupid of me. I could fully see myself going back next month just to go to the gift shop to get more badges and that beanie.
Yeah, that's fair. A beanie's cool. I don't have a Jurassic beanie. I just recently got a hat, which is surprising too. I was like, how do I not have like a baseball cap? That's like
Mhm.
I have tons, because like literally like in our house we have this like bar that we put like
Yeah.
in one of the walls, and then we have these like hat holders. We have like 50 hats on them. So like we have a lot of hats. So the fact that like I've only recently gotten a Jurassic one, I was like,
Mhm.
the heck?
I think my argument I think my argument to myself was I already have like so many beanies and I tend to stick to like that one of the screaming possum on it when I wear
Uh,
them in the winter. It's
that's
like I'm
fair.
more likely to not rotate my beanies out, but with my
Uh,
caps, I do tend to switch these out depending on what I'm wearing.
yeah, yeah.
Still gonna go back and probably buy it and the
No,
rest
you
of the
should.
badges
You should.
because I only brought that one pin, which
Yeah.
while I love it, I think I need to get the rest of them.
Pins are like a dangerous
I
piece of
know.
you would know, like you've seen me, like you can see it in the background here, like this is like
Okay.
my whole pin shelf situation going on here. But yeah, but like overall, I guess, like would you say it's worth it? It's hard to say that because it's like you as an adult with your own adult money buying for yourself, but like if you could say objectively, would you say it's worth it?
So I think if you love the franchise, absolutely.
Mm,
If you love, especially if you love just seeing Bumpy was like my whole motivation behind it. Everything else has kind of made it better. I
hmm
can see why things like the price and the runtime. The runtime was the one thing I did actually have an issue with. I pulled it up on, it's why I put it up on the website
hmm
because they advertised it as like a 50-minute experience. It doesn't feel like that. It's shorter.
mm,
Um, because they do kind of have to move you through at certain points. It isn't 50 minutes at all. It's probably more like 35, 40, depending
mm,
on how much time you spend lingering in the first section,
hmm
because that's the only time they don't kind of move you along.
hmm
Once you get to the lab experience, you're kind of on their clock then.
right.
I kind of notice. Um, Again, I mean, I'd do it again quite happily.
That's awesome.
It, I loved it. I might have to try and drag one of our friends
Yeah.
next time I'm in London next month.
That's so exciting. I'm so excited for you. Like that's awesome. I think it's
I've not
like
booked anything yet.
yeah, I think it's one of those things too where because I know like value for time and things like that. As
Mm,
someone who, and you know this about me, as someone who goes to theme parks a lot. So
yeah.
I'm usually in Orlando at either Universal or a Disney. Um I understand that like time is money. So it's like if you're spending X amount of money, you want to get as much as you can in whatever amount of
Mhm.
time. So, and I think that is really hard for people to grasp. when there's like high price points. But I always like the thing about the Jurassic World experience, and from what I've seen from videos all over the world, because that new one that just opened in Asia is like
Oh my God, the
incredible.
Singapore one.
Yeah, the Singapore one. And then
Bro.
and that's the thing about the Jurassic World experience is that they install it in different areas based on the actual building itself. So all of the experiences are slightly different. Like, yes, they have the same components, but depending on like where it is, if it's in a warehouse or if they put it like in a stage like area or something like that, like it changes the way that the experience is. And the one in Singapore is like insane because it's like in this like biodome situation and you have like the sun streaming through and that's like how you're seeing the giant. So like to me, I was like, if it's the same price, like that to me is more worth it because of like they were able to put it in this amazing area. So like that's
Yeah.
really lucky for that part of the world. But like, you know, I think like just from the videos, I think it definitely, and you're saying too, like it would be worth it. Like I think, yeah, if you're a fan, it would definitely be worth it. And I think like for me, someone who like collects pins, like to have access to
Yeah.
that gift shop to like get like any exclusives, like that would be a lot for me and like would be great for me as like as a collector. So I think there's different components to it. But
Hmm.
I also think the location definitely adds to it. Like to me for Singapore, I'm like, I hope you're charging more for this because all of the videos I've seen and the pictures, I was
It's
like,
mind blowing.
it looks so cool. And I was like, wow, like you like when they decided to bring this here, they were like, yeah, we're going to do the best version of it possible. And that's such a testament to Asia in general because whenever they do anything that has to do with attractions, they go like full out because
Full send.
yeah, again, as a theme park person, like one of the theme parks I'm most excited to go to are the ones in Tokyo and like they just do things like way better than the states. So and that's not to say that I don't enjoy the US parks. I do. But you know, like there's something about the way like Asia like treats these experiences that I feel like they always like give it the respect that it really deserves. Where sometimes when you do these things in like Western countries, it kind of feels more cash grabby. So
Yeah.
it's definitely one of those things. But I think overall, like just from all the different videos I've seen, it does seem pretty consistent. Again, Singapore just is other level, so like
Next level.
whatever. But it does seem like it has been fairly consistent throughout like all of North America and Europe of when they've had it. So and the prices seem pretty along the lines of around the same. But I'm excited. Hopefully, I do get to actually go to it eventually. If it does go here, I'm definitely gonna go this time because
Yes.
I feel like it was just a
Please do.
yeah, it was a missed opportunity on my part. I don't regret it necessarily not going, but I'm just like, oh, I probably should have type thing.
But I
And
think if you were to go now, especially after having watched Camp Cretaceous and Chaos
yeah,
Theory, it'd be more of an elevated experience because you get to meet Bumpy, knowing
yeah,
who
yeah,
Bumpy
yeah,
is.
yeah. No, for sure. And I think it's like, again, like I keep mentioning like, you know, as a theme park person, like I'm used to that kind of immersion of like going to like the Jurassic Park portions of, you know, Universal. So I do get how fun that is because like when you when you walk into the park and you get to go underneath the arc and it's like
Oh,
you know like life size full size all of those things like that's so much fun and the music's playing in the background like they're like it just does something to you and that immersion is like so fun especially if you're a fan and also like the ride is such a classic ride like the
mm,
animatronics look so old at this point but it's just done in this way like I know the Jurassic World experience has better animatronics because obviously so much time has passed but like
yeah,
even now like the last time I went to Universal was a while ago I haven't gone since like 2017 but like that ride to me still feels great and like I went on that ride in California when I was like a little kid and like to do it as an adult like it still hits really well like even
yeah.
though it's like again it's just like it's pulling from your imagination and allowing that to like kind of join in with whatever the experience is, whether it's this Jurassic World experience or like doing the rides. Like that's what makes these things so fun, especially if you are an adult and if you are a fan of the franchise. And like obviously we are. So yeah, I think I'd still enjoy it regardless. And I really just want to get pins. So that's like my number one thing is like a bumpy. Okay, number two thing, bumpy is number one. Two is
Yeah,
getting pins. I'd laugh so hard if it came back here and they just like didn't have bumpy. I'd be like,
didn't
what
have
the
it.
heck? Yeah, I'd be like,
Could
where
you
did it
imagine?
go? Yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
really glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad one of us have gone. So um and I'm glad that you got all the merch you wanted. It's like you can't see this, but Charlie's like wearing the hat that they bought. Um
yeah,
yeah, it's really cute. I love it. It's a really classic, just like black hat with the logo, and it's
yeah,
nice.
and it's
I
got the
yeah,
she says Jurassic World on the back, but
amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's so fun. We're just doing all of this like prep leading up to the movie coming out. Like, oh, getting to go to the
Uh,
experience. Like the movie's like 2 weeks from now, basically. I just bought my tickets for opening night, and
so now just under 3 weeks.
yeah, and I'm gonna be watching it in D-Box, 3D and D-Box, so it's gonna be like a
Nice.
fun experience. I haven't done a D-Box movie in a while, so I'm excited. It's always fun when it's an action film or a horror film. If you're ever gonna go D-Box,
Ooh.
horror and action. Horror especially because it's like all the jump scares, like you move with the jump scares. It's like it's the best. So I was gonna watch Final Destination, the new one, and we just never made it to the D-Box, but I was like, oh, that would have been so good.
I still need you to watch it. I still need to
I
talk to you
know,
about
I
that
know, I
film.
know. I will watch it eventually. It's just like life has been so busy
No, I
lately.
get
So,
it. I
but
can't.
yeah,
I keep checking every day to see if I can book my tickets for Jurassic World, and it's not
I'm
even showing that date.
surprised. I'm surprised.
Nothing.
I guess again, that's such a North American thing for them to like buy your tickets like a month and a half in advance. Like we that's such a US Canada thing like all the time. So I'm not it's pretty it's the norm here. They're actually I saw in the States that they're actually going to do midnight shows again. I was like, "Wow, they haven't brought back a yeah, they haven't brought back a midnight show in a while." So I was like, "That's so much fun." I
Oh, I
love
would love that.
yeah.
I've never done one.
Oh my God, they're like the best thing. I've done so many, like so many. I've also worked
I
them
mean,
because when I worked at the cinema, but like,
that's true.
yeah,
But no, I mean, the last time I went to the cinema, other than seeing Final Destination, I probably haven't been since pre-lockdown.
yeah, that's fair. We're like,
It's been like,
yeah, we're a big movie. Like both my wife and I, like just we met at working at the cinema, so we're still big like
mm,
movie theater goers. So it's kind of just part of our thing. But yeah, just kind of like wrapping up everything. Again, I'm so glad that you enjoyed your time and thank you so much for like kind of describing what was going on. Like you only get bits and pieces when you look it up on social media. No one's ever, for some strange reason, no one's ever like posted a full walkthrough. And I'm like, what's going on, guys? Like this is the
I
internet.
mean, I sent you one. I sent you one earlier that I kind of think it wasn't a full walkthrough, but
Yeah,
it covered a lot. He was so
yeah.
negative about it. I was like, bro,
Yeah,
bro?
I think it's hard because it is as big of a franchise it is, it's still a very niche experience. So it's kind of
For
like if you're
sure.
not you know, if you're gonna go into it and not be like a big fan, you're probably not gonna enjoy it because especially you're
No,
spending X amount of money.
especially with, like with the price points. And again, I imagine if you already live in London, like you have a new pop-up kind of coming up every single week for
Yeah.
Stranger Things experience, Shrek experience, which am not slating. I love the Shrek
Hmm.
experience. I cried at the Shrek experience
Hmm.
a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's
Um,
totally fair.
but I can see why like there'd be a fatigue around it if you got new ones coming up every other week
Hmm.
for the most random shows as well that don't warrant an experience.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess overall, all in all, um,
Mm,
you would go again. You might be going again.
absolutely.
um, I'll definitely go this time around.
Please do.
If yeah, yeah, if it comes back, or I might see it in London, depending if I get to go to the UK next year.
Ooh, true.
Yeah, we're potentially going because we want to go to Paris, but not for
Mm.
Paris. We want to go to Disneyland. Uh, I hate like when I say I'm going to Paris, I mean I'm going to Disneyland.
It's important clarification.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like no shade to Paris, but I just mean that I'm going to Disneyland Paris. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to attend or to go to it either here or over there. but yeah, it was great. Again, I said this already, but like it was great to hear about your experience, and obviously like you were so excited the day of, and just to see some of the photos. I don't think I've like really looked at all of them in detail, so I definitely want to kind of just go through everything and see the videos and whatnot. But yeah, this has been great. Like again, it's just in so much anticipation of the movie coming out. Like you can already see, like I've been saying this about Jurassic World Rebirth. They've gone such an old school like 90s 2000s approach to how they're doing the promo for it. Like there's so
Yeah.
much merch, there's so much like collaboration with like companies and stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that they've kind of gone in that route. I think they really wanted to bring that hype. And it's interesting too because I feel like they didn't hype up like Fallen Kingdom and Dominion in this way. The original Jurassic World, yes. Like I remember when it was
Yeah.
first coming out. I think it's
I don't
mostly
remember any marketing for the other two. But
yeah.
I also, is that because it wasn't there or because I was like
You weren't
blocking it
looking
out
for it. Yeah,
willingly?
yeah, yeah. No, totally. No, no, it was yeah, it definitely wasn't really there because I was still um yeah, I remember like with Jurassic World there was like a significant amount of promo. But this is like again, this is back in the days when there was only like one big blockbuster coming out in the summer. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy because like I've and again, it's like I want to say it's only because I have blinders on for it, but it's not because I'm only noticing promo for like Jurassic. And I know there's other big movies coming out. Like I know there's like a
Hmm.
Fantastic Four movie coming out. There's like a Superman movie. They're all coming out in July. So they're all coming out like consecutive weeks. Um
Yeah.
as it usually is in the summer, but I've only really seen major promo, at least for merchandise. So like when I'm like walking through or like seeing shops or whatever, like there's always like a new Jurassic World thing, which is like so bad for me. I was like, do I need this?
No.
Like, no. uh
That jacket that you sent from Hot
yeah, I'm getting it.
Topic,
I'm getting it.
I need to see if they, do they ship to the UK?
I don't know actually, but they are
I
yeah,
don't know.
my local Hot Topic just because like I follow their Instagram and they just like they actually got it in. And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting it. It looks really cool. I was
I
like,
kind of need it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'll put a picture on it in this video probably. Um, but yeah, so just kind of wrapping things up. I really want to thank you for sharing your experience. I feel like I have to live vicariously through it for now, until I can see it myself. And I think really the biggest takeaway is that if you are a fan of the franchise, like it's just going to be something that you will enjoy, especially if you've watched all of it. So like again, if I had gone and had not watched Camp Cretaceous, it probably like the bumpy part probably wouldn't like hit as hard if I had gone at that time. But now that I've kind of caught up to the entire franchise, which like I wasn't, I was missing out. We were both missing out on Camp
Hmm.
Chaos Theory. It's I think that like renewed like love for the series really came from watching Camp Cretaceous and watching Chaos Theory and it's really just added to being excited for the new. I was already excited for the new movie. Well, there I was excited for the new movie. Caveat: I'm not a fan of Scarlett Johansson. I think I mentioned that in the first episode, but you know everything that I've seen so far, I was like, we might love her character. We might love
We
her.
will.
So yeah, it's only about like 2 weeks away, so that is very, very exciting.
It was 2 weeks yesterday.
Yeah, something like that, whatever it is.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Hmm.
And again, I'm watching it opening night, so I'm really excited to kind of, which is great because it actually comes out on a Wednesday, which is awesome
Yeah.
for it to not be over the weekend. So like a late show, like I'm watching it like a 10:30 p.m. showing, so it's probably not going to be too busy. Um, just judging by the seating chart, it doesn't look like it's going to be, so I feel like I can really just kind of enjoy it. Not that I do love watching movies like in a sold out theater. I love that experience. I think it's great. Um, and hopefully I'm hoping that like I still have like a few like connections in the industry, so hopefully I can see an early press screening. That would be fantastic, but I don't
Uh,
I it's not guaranteed that I can always go to those. So cross fingers I'll get to see it early, but if I don't get to see it early, then it'll be like literally opening night. So you know what I realize is that the premiere of this is the same premiere date as Warrior Nun, July
is
2nd.
it really? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Isn't that funny? Like so full
That's so
circle.
mad.
Isn't that great? Yeah, I was thinking about it
Oh,
because like Warrior Nun came out July 2nd, 2020. and now Jurassic
My
World
God.
Rebirth is coming out July 2nd, 2025. So it's a special day. July 2nd is a good day.
Yeah,
So you
that's
know what?
good
That's good energy into the universe. I
for
know
sure.
this isn't a like this is only a Jurassic podcast, but like Charlie and I love Warrior Nun. That's kind of like how we met through that fandom. So that's why I'm mentioning it. It has nothing to do with Jurassic, but like
Absolutely zero,
yeah.
but it's
Uh,
important to us.
it is, yeah. But yeah, so if you've made it this far, this one's a little bit longer, I guess, because if you have made it this far, thank you for listening. And also if you're interested in the Jurassic World experience, hopefully this gives a bit of insight if you were thinking about going to it, or if you're debating going to it, maybe it'll convince you to go, or maybe you're like, maybe I'll pass on it. So either way, I hope that it was it was a good insight. It was definitely an insight for me. Like it's hard to tell from videos, and it's also hard to tell when you're not sure if the person's like a real quote unquote real fan, or like they're just going casually, or they're just going with their family, whatever. So it's good to hear from like someone that I know is a huge fan of the franchise. So, and to know that as a fan that you would enjoy yourself going.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you have any final thoughts, or is that kind of wrapped everything up?
Kind of wraps it up as far as I'm concerned. I am just playing with Bumpy over here.
Yeah, so you guys, maybe I'll put a little screenshot of it or like a little picture of it in the
Let's do a
video, but
little.
like it's such a cute. Oh, look at that. Look at Bumpy. So cute. Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed when you sent the gift shop. I was like, the Bumpy.
Bumpy!
Uh,
Immediately, I was
I'm
running over.
yeah. Yeah, because I've seen the plushes before, but I was just like, I haven't actually seen the keychain. That's what I'm saying. Like people are like holding out on like what they're showing. I've never seen the keychain, and I've watched like videos of the gift shop. So
Like
yeah.
that was what I did like the week before I went. Like I was
Hmm.
on TikTok looking for like gift shop, and I could see like I just zeroed in. I was like, that looks like a Bumpy keychain
Yeah,
right there on the
that's
floor.
there's two, right? Because there's that one that's like the actual plush, and then I think in one of the pictures you sent, there's like a silicone like kind of backing keychain looking thing. It's
It was like a luggage tag, I
Oh,
think.
it's a luggage tag. Okay, that makes more sense. I just couldn't tell if it was a keychain or if it. I mean, I'll buy a Bumpy
There might
luggage
be a
tag.
keychain. I have to actually look at the pictures again.
Yeah, I think it
No,
looked like a keychain because it was with other keychains, but it could be a luggage tag. Either way, I'll buy a luggage tag, whatever.
there we
Like
go.
Bumpy's cute. Yeah,
Oh, adorable.
but yeah, again, thank you everyone for listening. As Jurassic World Rebirth is very close, we will be releasing more episodes. I will obviously talk about that movie when both of us have seen it, um,
Hmm.
our initial reactions, and then one of the things that we really want to get into is starting to talk about Camp Cretaceous and chaos theory. So just kind of going into detail, maybe detailed, or just like our general thoughts of the series, both series, our favorite episodes, and then I think obviously we're going to dive back into the original Jurassic Park films, and then Jurassic World and continue on. So there's a lot of content because we've also played like the video games too. So there's so much content that we really want to get into. That's why we started this. So it just naturally felt right to start at Rebirth since it was coming out, but we will go back. We'll talk about the originals and things like that. So I am very excited. I'm super
Oh
excited
my
to
God.
yeah, I'm super excited to talk about the original trilogy, especially. It's just so special, near and dear. And I think for both of us, it's such a formative like movie experience.
Yeah,
Not just for the franchise, but like as a whole. I've talked about this like multiple times that it really was the movie, like Jurassic Park was the movie that made me like movies. And
yeah,
anytime it kind of comes back to like theaters, I usually try to catch it because it's such a great experience to rewatch it in theaters, and especially when it's like remastered and it like looks gorgeous. Although I have to say the CGI still holds up. So like
it
I don't
does.
know. Well, I
It's
don't know what they were doing in 93. Well, I guess they were probably filming in like 91, 92. But whatever they were doing, they had it right because like some of it looks better than some of it now. So which is kind of crazy. Um, yeah, I'm going off about it. This was supposed to be about the series. Anyway, again, my name is Ash, and I'm here with Charlie, my co-host. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you. I never know how to end these things. We will see you next time. I hope you
yeah.
join us next time, and I hope you enjoyed this episode.